Hi, and welcome to the Silver Screen Show, the very first episode, hopefully the first of many. This is a brand new show on LB24 TV that we're talking all things movies, what we've seen, what's coming out, and anything else that gathers our interest. I'm joined by my co-host, Mo, who will help me out during the course of this series, hopefully.
Thanks, and great to have you here too, and welcome to our show.
Right, so let's get cracking. What a year for films already. DiCaprio finally got that Oscar we were all looking for in The Revenant. Big show. Also, we had several big hits coming up. We had Creed, we had The Room, Hateful Eight, Zoolander 2, Ip Man 3 came out, which I pretty much liked. Ride Along 2.
Do you realize you've just mentioned almost all of them were just sequels?
Yes.
Which goes to show how Hollywood is doing now.
You think so? You'd say there's too many sequels out right now?
Absolutely, yeah. Do you not feel that Hollywood's lost a bit of his imagination and creativity as well?
I suppose you do have a point because sequels do tend to be a quick money maker, and if you put on number 2 at the end, people are bound to see it. And it's a quick fire away. I mean, companies are just so scared of making losses nowadays. I suppose sequels provide a nice way to cash in, I suppose.
Yeah.
And
play it safe.
Yeah, play it safe.
But maybe a bit too safe.
A bit too safe, yeah, at the loss of originality.
Yeah.
But speaking of sequels, that probably moves on to a film I saw recently, London Has Fallen.
London Has Fallen.
Yeah, starring Gerard Butler, Aaron Eckhart, Morgan Freeman, great cast. Though directed by Babak Najafi, first-time Iranian director. I've not heard much about him, not much on the internet, so it's a bit sketchy on that side.
Is it his first film?
It is his first feature-length film, according to a certain website on the internet. Yeah.
So IMDb.
IMDb. Yeah. So it's a sequel to Olympus Has Fallen, which came out in 2013. And a plot for the audience out there. Quick summary: it's about an agent who Gerard Butler plays, who has to foil a plan to assassinate all the world leaders in London. So yeah, your thoughts on it? Yes.
I thought it was an okay film, but if I compare it to the prequel.
Yeah.
Well, the last film, I think it's not as good.
Yeah, I think Olympus Has Fallen was I think it had way more tension in it, I suppose, rather than this one. I think it's a bit more generic in a sense.
Very generic, a bit too overachieving, and ultimately I think it doesn't hit the mark as well as Olympus Had Fallen did.
Yeah, I suppose Olympus Has Fallen, I think the fact that he had to save hostages at the same time, put a bit of connection between the audience. Like, you wanted him to do something, like he had an end goal to root for.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, it just felt more of a copy and paste. I'm just gonna kill all the bad guys, save the president, save the world. It's a bit too, let's say, follow the formula pack.
I would say the action was good though. I would say the action, most of it at least, were choreographed okay. And Gerard Butler, he's always he's the action hero. He's almost the Arnold Schwarzenegger of the day.
Oh, that's a big claim.
I said almost.
Almost.
So,
yeah. I think Gerard Butler, this is the kind of role he loves to play, the bad action hero, and who will just beat everyone up and so. But I do think one criticism I would have for the film is that the trailers pretty much ruined the entire film for me.
The trailer, don't start talking about it. Trailers as well. I'm sorry to start in a pessimistic note again, but trailers these days are horrible.
I think, when I was watching the film, if you watch the trailer, you've pretty much seen the film. I knew the helicopter was going to crash at some point. I knew the president was going to get kidnapped again because it's in the trailer, and everything was pretty much like, I've seen it. There's not really much else to know. If it's in the 5-minute trailer, it pretty much tells you the 90-minute film.
Yeah, it shows the best parts of the, at least the narrative, if not the action.
I suppose, the action was really great, but I think overall
But then you have this kind of films, and you go into this kind of film knowing that you're going to see the action.
Yeah.
Maybe some people don't really care much about narrative.
It's true. This is just a stereotypical popcorn flick. You're not really going to take much time thinking about the logistics behind all the different things. So I'd say, give it a quick 3-word summary to sum it up.
3-word summary?
Yeah.
I have to qualify my statement before I give a verdict on this, because I think although the action were good, like I was saying, there are some scenes in the film which just didn't cut it for me, which is why I'll give the verdict that it's a mediocre action flick.
Ooh, mediocre.
Yeah. You remember that there's a scene where Gerard Butler goes. There's a one sequence, single shot scene, long single shot scene. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks almost like Gerard Butler was counting the steps as he was going. It was so stiffly choreographed.
Yeah, like I'm going to say,
I move here, shoot this guy.
This RPG.
RPG comes out. turns around, shouts RPG to the guy.
It's a bit too choreographed.
A bit too choreographed. But yes, that's why it's a mediocre action flick. It's a good fun.
Yeah.
But maybe not a second time watch.
I think for me, if I could describe in 3 words, I'd probably say not as good in relationship to the original film.
Not as good. Oh, that's your verdict.
Not as good. The original one is a guilty film I'd watch on Netflix. But this one is like, it's okay,
guilty film.
Yeah, it's guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. That's another 3-word summary. Guilty pleasure film. Yeah.
Guilty pleasure film. Yeah. Right. That's great. Another film that came out recently is Deadpool. This is I would say it was a big gamble for Marvel Studios.
Big gamble for Marvels. I would say it may not have been a big gamble because Deadpool is a very popular character among the people in the internet and those kind of in the interweb. That's where we get our source from, our source of everything, all knowledge.
Of course.
So I think it was in the making for a long time, and they really knew what they wanted to do with the film, and that's why I think they would have already judged what the crowd would want. They got Ryan Reynolds in because the people wanted them. They had took away the animated suit, which is why again because of the same reason.
I suppose the gamble I'll say is that the fact Deadpool was already done in X-Men's Origins and it was utterly ruined. The character was just destroyed and people lost belief in it. I think it gives credit to Ryan Reynolds for him. I think he was a big driving force behind this film to get it up and running.
Yeah, I think he had
because he's already been burnt once by this film, and it's tough. If I burn it again, the franchise is pretty much done. So I think you got to respect Ryan Reynolds actually taking this on board because of him. I think without him, this film would not have been and got this far.
Yeah.
And I think the media campaign was brilliant for this film. To be honest.
Oh, the marketing campaign is one of the best I've seen. It was so innovative and very clever. Tagging in with the Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, I don't think if they didn't mean it or not, but the Valentine's Day angle, is a hit it straight at the ballpark.
Oh yeah,
I'd say they nailed it. So in regards to the film, did you find it funny? And it is a comedy film.
It was really funny. It was they hit all the right tones with the film. Really did. It could have gone really bad.
Of course,
It could have gone out of the rails and very generic action film trying to be funny. R rating. Whenever you see R rating, you always the directors always try to put in as much gore as they can.
Yeah.
Because they know the kind of people they're going to attract.
Yeah.
But this one was quite restrained in that respect.
Yeah. And I suppose, I also appreciate the fact that he would talk to the 4-4, he'll break the 4-4 and address you directly, which is kind of fun. You don't see many superheroes like just talking to them, knowing.
I haven't seen any other superheroes.
Exactly.
At least in the film universe.
Yeah. And I think the storyline as well. I mean, the action scenes are very well done. The plot line, was reasonably understandable. It wasn't too over the top. And his origin story is explained quite well. And the love story, which was the main part of the film, worked out quite well. And it was pretty believable. If the love story didn't work, the whole angle of Deadpool wouldn't really have functioned as well. And I think Marvel, pretty much did it again. Now they've already confirmed a sequel.
Well, these days, Marvel is the new Apple. Yeah. As long as there's a Marvel logo anywhere, people will watch it. It's almost remember when Guardian of the Galaxy came out? You saw the trailer, no one knew about it, and the trailer had a raccoon and a talking tree. What
Groot.
sort of?
I am Groot.
I mean, it was one of the best films of that year.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah.
It's only because it was Marvel people knew.
Exactly.
It's a good experience. You go there.
I think they're like a trusted brand nowadays. If you see the name, you're like, this is gonna be a good film. Yeah. Very ready to get let down.
Yeah, it just works. Like Apple says.
Yeah. So I suppose going back to the first film, 3-word review. How would you describe it, Freeze?
What 3-word summary for the film? Funny, profane, entertaining.
Concise. For me, I'll probably say the gamble paid off.
The gamble paid off.
If Marvel flopped here, the franchise gone, dead, buried. With this, they've already confirmed sequels, made millions around the world. They've done it again. So I enjoyed the film, and it's worth the hype, and I think bring on the sequel. As much as we'll talk about sequels earlier on.
The sequel is already in works.
Yeah, it's already been upwards confirmed, so they're starting that soon. So, anything else you've watched this month that you'd like to mention, or last few months, to be honest?
Anything else? I watched 999.
999,
a few days back.
999, I think.
Sort of a heist film, but maybe not a heist film.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know how to categorize it. Maybe a crime drama heist?
I think they angled it as a heist film, but when I watched it myself, so it started ensemble cast, which really dragged me in. He had Anthony Mackie, Gal Gadot, you had Casey Affleck.
You forget Aaron Paul, the main reason we watch it.
Mr. Breaking Bad himself, Jesse Pinkman. And there's also, who else? Woody Harrelson. I mean, Kate Winslet was even in it. So you had a great cast, and I had high feelings going into it. But when I walked out, I was like, it wasn't really a heist film. I mean, it angled it as a heist film, but...
I think it was the third act when the film just unraveled and it didn't really go very well.
Yeah,
and the whole narrative of the narrative structure of the film, I don't think it was very well held.
Yeah, I suppose in a heist film, you want some sort of sympathy for the people committing the heist to see why they're doing it. So, that's the reason they're doing this, to do this. But this film was like...
Understand the character's motivation, for example.
Yeah.
I didn't understand anything. I knew a lot of action was happening. Yeah, it was enjoyable to watch. Yeah,
but the guy was just purely a bad guy, and I thought, I don't really feel bad for you. So, that was that. So, as we're doing, 3-word review. Let's get it out.
3-word review would be good action, but well, you stopped me at 3 words.
Right. Okay. Moving on. The Revenant came out. I loved that.
The Revenant.
Yeah.
How did you find it?
I think storyline wise, it's okay, but I think it's more to the cinematography. It's just such a beautiful film. Just him out in the wilderness, and
did it won an Oscar for cinematography?
Yeah, I mean, it won so many Oscars. I
don't think it won as many.
Yeah, but it won quite a few bit, and I think DiCaprio probably didn't deserve it for this film. I think he deserved it for past films. For this one, I think,
Yeah, I think he had it coming for a long time. He deserved it.
Yeah, so I think the film was really. Tom Hardy did an excellent job opposite him as well. I think those two really worked well as a protagonist-antagonist relationship, and I think it wasn't as groundbreaking as I thought it would be a storyline, but I think if I could review it, utterly awe-inspiring would be my thing.
Awe-inspiring.
Awe-inspiring. That's right. Yeah, it's just a pleasure to watch. Like you see the panning shots.
Yeah, the scope and
the wilderness. Yeah, you just feel it, how intense it is to be out there. So yeah, I think that sums.
Have you seen anything else?
What else? The Forest I saw recently actually.
The Forest.
Yeah, I think that kind of slipped on the radar. That one.
The horror flick.
I'll say horror flick. Yeah, I mean, it started Natalie Dormer as her... Well, she plays herself as a twin sister. She goes out to Japan to find her sister who got lost in one of the suicide forests in Japan. It's like a myth.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, so she goes there to visit or find her sister who's gone missing there. So she goes to Japan and does all these things. But I think, the problem nowadays, more scary films, it just relies on jump scares. I mean, it's like, I wasn't really scared. At every point, you knew what's going to happen. Like, she's walking down the corridor. Someone's going to pop up.
Maybe we've seen too many films.
Then you see, she's looking through this kaleidoscope thing. And on the last slide, something's going to pop up. So, I mean, it kind of rolled on. The ending didn't really... It just kind of was convenient and wrapped everything up. And just, for my review, we'll say, not as scary.
Not as scary?
Not as scary.
Oh, no, that's a crushing review for
horror film. Yeah. So moving on, that's the first half of the show. So moving on, we'll discuss what's coming up next month. So I'll give a quick read through what's coming up this Friday, 10 Cloverfield Lane, starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead, John Goodman, produced by J.J. Abrams. Your opinion?
What can go wrong? I mean, that's an amazing cast, and J.J. Abrams sells it for me already. Yeah. I saw the earlier one, the Cloverfield number 1, and it was good. It was okay. It didn't have as much depth as I thought it would have, but this one, the trailer looks amazing.
I think what sells it is they don't show too much. They say there's monsters out there, but you don't see them. The trailer doesn't spoil.
There's no monster in the trailer.
Yeah, no, that's what's brilliant.
The monster, for me, the monster was almost the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuck in there, and one of them wouldn't let. One of them wants to go out, the others won't.
So it kind of intrigues you, but at the same time doesn't spoil the entire show. So I'm looking forward to that.
Very much here as well.
Also, one of the big guns coming out: Batman v Superman, 25th March. Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, playing the Holy Trinity, I suppose. You're probably hyped for this.
Very, very much.
Yeah.
It's been. I'm also a bit
nervous,
concerned. Yeah. I've heard it's. I mean, if you see how many characters are in the film, and how much dynamics they have to fit in, to make everything work. It doesn't because this leads directly to Justice League.
Yeah, so this has got to be big.
Yeah,
it's got to work.
This has to work.
I think with Avengers, what worked is they had all these films beforehand to set this up. Whereas this one, Man of Steel is a bit.
What do you think of Jesse Eisenberg as
Lex Luthor?
I don't know. Can you see it?
I'll have to watch the film and guess. I'll tell you next month what I feel. Right, let's roll on. Zootropolis, Friday 25th March. That Disney film from the producers of Big Hero 6 and Frozen. To be honest, I'm really looking forward to this.
That looks like a good film.
Yeah, I mean, starring Jason Bateman, Idris Elba, J.K. Simmons, stellar cast, and I think
cast indeed.
It's about a detective bunny who goes into this zoo world where everyone's animals living like humans.
Detective bunny. I read in how they sold it to the producers.
Detective bunny whose name is Hops. So you got that. But I think what works in this film is that it explores adult themes as well. So it's good for the kids. They'll have laughs at all the jokes, but at the same time, it talks about racism and discrimination against animals, which is different races and stuff like that.
So the parents coming in, they'll be able to see a different aspect.
Exactly, they'll enjoy it with the kids. So one for the kids and one for the adults. And
that's a great combination. That's the kind of animation films you want.
Exactly,
like Finding Nemo, for example. I remember that film so well. It was playing at so many different levels.
It's the kids laugh at the kids jokes. The adults also understand. It's for everyone.
Yeah.
And also, Shakira stars in this as well, which was a bit...
Shakira,
yeah.
Is she she's not the bunny, is she?
She's the gazelle, apparently. So she's like a pop star in this one. That's interesting.
A singing gazelle, I imagine. I'm sure she'll plug a song of hers.
Yeah, of course. Right, I'll say we'll end the month with the big one, in my eyes, Captain America Civil War.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I'm a big Marvel fan, I'm not going to lie. That's out in the open. I'm stoked for this film. I mean, stellar cast, Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson.
Everyone knows the cast.
Everyone knows the cast.
Yeah,
and
everyone knows it. That it's a Marvel film.
I've been seeing the trailers and hyped up, and I just can't wait for this.
The trailers sell it amazingly well, doesn't it?
And this latest trailer, Spider-Man, that's my reaction, it's like...
I like that they have animated Spider-Man's eyes.
Yeah,
they like Deadpool.
The attention to detail is quality. And I think, unlike Batman v Superman, the build-up in here has been going on since the first Avengers film.
Yeah.
Iron Man and Captain America.
Remember the time in Avengers when Captain America and Robert Downey Jr. They have a fight. They said, "Take out your suit. What are you?"
Genius playboy philanthropist. Yeah, everyone remembers that scene. Yeah, and I think that sowed the seeds, and now you're seeing this whole rivalry burst into flames. So I think that's what works for me in this film, which was really selling it to me as a film. I think this will be probably the best Marvel film so far. Hopefully, because Winter Soldier impressed me a lot, and that put in a lot of grown-up films.
Speaking of that, what's your favorite Marvel film so far?
Favorite Marvel film?
If you were to rate 1 to 3,
I want to say favorite is Winter Soldier. I just love
Winter Soldier.
That caught me out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it to be great, and bang, this film came out. It was fun, entertaining. It also talked about themes like government surveillance and kind of brought up issues which they really wouldn't.
Very current themes.
Exactly. I mean, previous films have been all about jokes, banter, sarcasm, one-liners. This one just suddenly all serious. I think. Secondly, Iron Man was the first one.
The first Iron Man.
Without that, everything else, we wouldn't have any of this, It would have all failed. So if that film didn't succeed, none of this would have happened. Number 3, I would say Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mate, you and I have the same. I would have said,
What's not to like? Talking tree.
This is not scripted at all.
Of course not. There's nothing on this tablet. It's just pictures. So now that would be my top 3, I suppose. And if you're saying you mirrored that, this is why we're on this show together, man. We got that connection. Right, anyway, that pretty much wraps things up for this show. We've had a great time putting this all together. Hopefully we'll do many more in the future. And that's a wrap. Thanks.
Thank you.